Hello everyone, how it's going? Let's continue by trying to speak English, improve my English speaking, and react to Cooper's video about Roman Empire. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue.
And now, the traditional kibble is dead food. It does not.
Okay, but the subtitles because I also have some difficulties with the listening. Okay, I apologize for this.
Not have the nutrition that your dog needs every single day, which is why you should get Rough Greens to boost your dog's food back to life. Rough Greens is a supplement that contains all the necessary vitamins, minerals, probiotics, omega oils, digestive enzymes, and antioxidants that your dog needs every single day. Things that he's probably not getting from conventional kibble. And the best part about Rough Greens is that you don't have to go out and buy some new expensive, fancy dog food to up your dog's health regimen. You can just sprinkle Rough Greens on their food.
I think that I don't understand about Brazil is that the phone number in the United States has few numbers than phone numbers in Brazil. So in a few years ago, the phone number in Brazil received a new number. In the United States, there are less numbers. Okay. Let's continue. I'm sorry for this.
Food every single day, and you will be leagues ahead from where you were. Dog owners everywhere are raving about Rough Greens. It supports healthy joints, improves bad breath, boosts energy levels, and so much more. We are what we eat, and that obviously goes for dogs too. Like I said, I'm very sad that my dogs are far away from me right now, but I feel better about it because I know that they are being taken care of, not only by the dog sitter, but also by Rough Greens, because they're still eating it every single day. Now, the team at Rough Greens is so confident that their products will improve your dog's health that they are offering my viewers a free Jumpstart trial bag so that your dog can try it too. This free Jumpstart trial bag can be at your door in just a few business days. So go to freeroughgreens.com/Brett, or you can call 877-66-MY-DOG. Again, that's freeroughgreens.com/Brett, or call 877-66-MY-DOG today. I would be interested in the history of dogs in the Roman Empire and whether they had dogs. They obviously had dogs. I don't know what breeds they had. I'm sure there's breeds that go back to the Roman Empire. That's actually what I should be researching. But anyway, back to this video. This commenter said, he looks so betrayed when you say you don't think about the Roman Empire. Listen, I'm going to talk about this more at the end, but I have never seen a better explanation for the fact that men and women are not the same and they are not interchangeable. The fact that we do not understand why the other sex is thinking about the Roman Empire or not thinking about the Roman Empire, we could just simplify.
More about the Holy Roman Empire than the Roman Empire. The Holy Roman Empire was by far probably more interesting than the Empire, at least in some things, not of all things, but at least for some aspects, the Holy Roman Empire is interesting. And today I saw a video that was talking about the Germany unification. Okay, let's continue.
It down to this. I also asked men on my Instagram what they thought about this and how often they think about it. So if you did not contribute there, you can write your response in the comments here. Jack from Iced Coffee Hour, he said oddly enough quite often. Another guy said at least 4 times a day. Us guys dream about facing an army with swords and shield.
Friggin' based!
Somebody else said I reference them a lot, so 3 times a week. Somebody else said pretty often for me, at least the historical rise to the fall and what led to it. And guys, I have hundreds of messages, hundreds of responses of detailing.
Some people try to compare the Roman Empire to the current United States because currently the United States has several military bases around the world, as well as the Roman Empire the military spending is high. It's high in the United States, as well as occurred during the Roman Empire. But this is a very interesting comparison.
What you think about the Roman Empire, how often you think about it. Like, men have spent a lot of time thinking about this, is all I will say. And this trend has gotten so big that the Washington Post even wrote an article about it, and they're trying to investigate it. They got experts to explain why so many men think about this so often. I think you know where this is going. Like, I could predict what they're gonna say. The headline reads, "How often do men think about ancient Rome?" Quite frequently, it seems. And they said,
So this includes the Roman Republic, the town of Rome.
but why does there seem to be a gender divide in who is daydreaming Rome today? According to historians, one explanation could be that Western societies have historically overemphasized the aspects of Roman history that are associated with masculinity in the popular imagination. How did I know that masculinity would come up? That this is some toxic thing, the patriarchy has been overemphasized in the Roman Empire. Like, I'm sorry. Yes, there were women in the Roman Empire. Who was building the aqueducts? Who was fighting in the Colosseums? I don't think it was women. The stories that men are hearing, that's not toxic masculinity. That's just like hearing the stories of Rome and who built Rome, and the people who built Rome and who have built most civilizations and societies in world history have been men. That's not a bad thing. Shocker. They go on. Since at least the 19th century, she said,
19th century, she said, terms have tended to view ancient Rome through the prize of politics and hardware. Right as a result of their reliance on elite masculine social. But this was, I'm not seeing any sense in this article from Washington. What it means? I don't know. I don't know what they mean with this. Sources, but the source. Okay, let's continue. I'm not understanding this.
said historians have tended to view ancient Rome through the prism of politics and warfare. No shit. Why wouldn't we? It was an incredibly important time. I feel like a dude now. It was a very, very important time politically for us, especially to go back and see what they did and what they did wrong. War was a huge part of it. It was the biggest empire in world history, I think still. Is it? Or was there?
So, the British Empire was larger than the Roman Empire, and also the Mongol Empire was huge, simply huge. But the British Empire was bigger.
No, I think it still is the biggest empire ever.
Oh, okay. I was right. Mongol Empire, Qing Dynasty, Spanish Empire, Portuguese Empire. Oh, okay. In 1815, the royal family came to Brazil. Was Brazil because of the Napoleonic Wars. Okay. Brazil was the new capital. That's the Rio de Janeiro was the capital of the United Kingdom of Portugal, Brazil, and Bulgaria.
Anyway, they say that this is in part as a result of their reliance on elite masculine sources, whatever that means. The horror, masculinity, I can't believe we're talking about it. Like, this empire did last for 1,000 years. So there may be something to that masculine power and all that infrastructure that the patriarchy built.
We may be small, but our hearts are large, metaphorically speaking.
WAPA went on, and they had to add, a little more 2023 flair. Ancient Rome was, of course, patriarchal and violent, but it was also a diverse place. There were numerous forms of masculinity. Women could have agency and power, and there were multiple gender expressions and identities, as well as various sexualities. Historian Cornwell also points out that sextus varius ad vitis. Never mind. And I'm going to pretend like I did not butcher that. Some guy in the comments who I'm sure you know all about him, you can tell me all about him, is frequently presented in ancient sources as experimenting with cross-dressing. Thank you for that. That's really what we wanted to know in this article. That has no bearing on why men are thinking about this whatsoever. You're just trying to spin it so that it fits the narrative of today. But anyway, the Roman Empire fell. Some, by the way, have even speculated that this female empowerment in Roman feminism could have played a role. But anyway, I digress. We don't need to get into that.
Because was the economy started to collapse. High inflation, high public spending, several welfare programs, and this is wrote an article about this. Lawrence Reed from the Foundation for Economic Education also wrote about the Roman Empire fall. There are several articles and books that talk about this, but this definitely does not have to do some kind of feminism because, well, feminism. There was not feminism during Roman Empire. That is anachronistic.
Back to the men. It does not shock me that men think about the Roman Empire at all. This trend is obviously funny. I would have not plucked this out.
You like to play Age of Mythology?
Of thin air.
Counter-Strike 2.
But now that I'm seeing all these videos and I'm talking to the men in my life, it makes sense that men are thinking and dreaming about a time when masculinity was at its peak, and that's not a bad thing. That's not toxic. They're thinking about a time when men were warriors, and when we built elaborate, beautiful buildings that most people today could not figure out how to construct. And technology and engineering was advanced far ahead of its time. And it especially makes sense when we are basically watching the fall of our own country, and some would even say the entire Western civilization, right in front of us. And you can definitely find parallels to that and the fall of Rome. So to the credit of all these guys, it actually is pretty relevant, to be honest. I'm really convincing myself. I'm like,
The same discussion I mentioned it a few minutes ago about the comparing United States and Roman Empire. I cannot discuss about this. It's a complicated thing to talk about because I did not study this for discussing this kind of subject.
Actually, this makes a lot more sense. Maybe I should be spending more time thinking about Rome. Nobody should be surprised that men have this innate curiosity with war and the strength of such a dominating empire. And I love this because, per usual, with these silly, stupid trends, they often show something that's a little more serious, and it shows the biological differences between men and women. So then I started thinking, okay, what would the female equivalent to the Roman Empire be? And I got on TikTok and immediately, I didn't even search it. These videos started popping up. This was the original one, and a lot of people are stitching this, but this girl asked the question.
I am absolutely fascinated by the Roman Empire trend that's happening on TikTok. But what I want to know is, what is the female version of the Roman Empire? Like, what is something random that we all think about on a very regular basis that is female specific?
In our comment section, one girl said, definitely the Titanic. I saw that a lot on other stitches. One guy jumped in and said the Eras Tour, which I was about to be like, oh, guys don't know what girls think. I've actually spent a significant amount of time thinking about Taylor Swift and the Eras Tour this year.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Like, more than I would like to admit. And not just like, oh, I like Taylor Swift, but like thinking about her rise to fame and how she is at like the peak of her career right now, like mega pop star, some would even say like Michael Jackson, Elvis level, Beatles level. It's insane. Is that my Roman Empire? That's stupid. And then I wanted to like slap myself in the face and be like, stop thinking about Taylor Swift all the time. The only thing that came into my mind that I think about that frequently was babies. When Bobby said that he thinks about World War II on a daily basis in the Roman Empire every other day, I literally texted back and I said, okay, and I think about babies. I think about the babies that
Okay.
I see on the street. I look at social media.
We are almost finished this video, okay?
Pictures of babies. I read books about parenting and raising children and having children, and oh, here's a birth plan. Let me read about that. That's what I spend my time thinking about every single day. At some point,
That's probably biological. Well, yeah, let's continue. Never mind.
think about having children. Now, I asked all of you on my Instagram yesterday, I asked the girls as well as the guys, because I was so curious. Thankfully, I'm not alone in the baby fever that was like outpaced every other response. But in trying to keep it historical, like in line parallel to the Roman Empire, I saw a lot of people say Princess Diana, which makes sense. This girl said Titanic murder mystery. That adds up with like
Diana visited Brazil. I suppose that during Color's administration, the starting of the 90s, I do not remember exactly when Diana visited Brazil. I do not remember, I'm sorry.
true crime. Women just thinking about true crime. She also said Henry VIII's wives. This girl said babies for sure are just living as a princess in medieval times or something. And then this made me really happy. A lot of people were talking about Jane Austen. One person said, I'm constantly thinking about the Regency era, Jane Austen vibes. Another girl said Regency era of England because of Jane Austen. Like, if I could pick one...
I searched for this. I was curious agora. No, funny. Believe don't do this. Talk English. Regency era. I'm curious now.
Period of time to go back to, and I have said this in every English class, every icebreaker that I have been asked, probably since high school, since I read Pride and Prejudice for the first time, I would go back to the Regency era. So if I had to think about a historical time that I have thought about the most, it would be England, somewhere around Regency era or going into the Victorian era, maybe some, the Gothic period mixed in there because of, the Bronte sisters. It makes sense. Like, I literally spent hours thinking about
What? That some call as barbarians, the goats, the Germanic tribes.
being in an Austen novel or being in a Bronte novel, what it would be like to be a woman in those periods, what would it be like to, wear all of those dresses. And I would be lying if I said I didn't have a certain kind of longing for something that I never experienced, but a life that I would love to know, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's what guys are thinking when they're thinking about the Roman Empire. Maybe it's a little more logical than me, imagining like having a governess and reading books and going to balls. But I've literally spent hours of my life dreaming about that and considering what it would be like. So men think about war and technological advancements, and women think about having children and living in eras where femininity flourished. Shocker. None of that is toxic or wrong. You shouldn't feel bad about any of that. It's just a fact, and it's something we can all laugh about, and there's obviously truth there. And if that does not answer the question of what is a man and what is a woman, I don't know what will. Thank you for watching the comment section. If you want to see more videos just like this, make sure to subscribe to this channel, turn on your notifications, like this video, and of course, if you want even more content, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I'm Brett Cooper. See you next time.
We finished this simple video trying to react and at the same time trying to improve my English speaking and vocabulary, talking a bit about the Roman Empire. Okay, well, I hope you like it, and thank you for watching. Bye.